Hello, I am Pete, and welcome to a new Fallout New Vegas series on my channel. This is Fallout New Vegas, the JOAT. So a little bit of backstory on this. While I was playing Challenge of Challenges, I did think at some points about how Fallout New Vegas characters, they get very strong at high levels because of their ability to specialize and take good perks that maximize their efficiency in particular areas, and then the player taking advantage of those specific strengths. So Challenge of Challenges did force me to make a much more all-round character than I would normally go for before, but it was still a very optimized build. I was careful about the perks I chose to make sure that I had a character that was adaptable but still very, very strong. I found myself thinking, what about if I were to take that to the next level and force myself to make a character who was the flattest and most neutral character imaginable? And so that's what we're doing in this series. I had some thoughts for ideas for what to call the series. Some of the ideas I had were stuff like averagist courier and totally unspecial, but I eventually decided to settle on JOAT, Jack of all trades. So if I may make a small etymological aside, the phrase Jack of all trades, the first appearance of that phrase was in the 16th century, and it was used as a compliment to refer to someone who was a good all-rounder, and that is also how the phrase is generally used today. But there is also a longer version, which first appeared in the late 18th century, which is, and you may have heard of this, Jack of all trades, master of none. And that implies someone who's trying to be good at everything, but because they spread themselves so thinly, they don't end up actually being very good at anything. And that's the spirit in which I use the phrase in this playthrough. So Doc Mitchell wants to know our name first of all. And again, I threw around some ideas for this. Like at one point I was thinking about like Stephen, with the even implying the balancedness of the character. And I also wanted about Blandrew. Thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, the point at which I decided the series was going to be called The JOAT, I knew that the character name would have to be Jack. So this is the bit where we design our face, and really I should leave this as a very, very average, nondescript kind of face to sort of reflect the nature of this very, very average kind of character. But I'm also wondering if I should just make them utterly hideous. I don't know what I was thinking. I just started getting silly with the sliders and ended up with this. So this is who we're going to be. We're not attractive at all. I think we're quite memorable though. So it's time to start talking about the rules. Rule number 1 is that any permanent changes that I make to the special must be as balanced as possible. That means with my initial allocation of points, when I'm purchasing implants, when I'm doing intense training, anything that would permanently change my special. And there's then a similar rule for my skill points. Any permanent changes to my skills must be as balanced as possible. So that'll be my allocation when I'm leveling up and when I'm reading books, for example. I can't do things that would make my skill points more unbalanced. They have to get more balanced. And the third rule is that I'm not allowed to choose my perks. I must always choose the top perk that is available to me in the list. So there's some exclusions to these rules. One is that temporary changes are fine. So taking a skill magazine, for instance, that's okay. And also with the perk choosing rules, intense training you can take up to 10 times. I'm not going to force myself to take that 10 times. So once I've taken it once, I don't have to take it again. And I've also given myself a little help. I'm giving myself the perk every level mod because I think that this is going to get really difficult the further through I get. And perk every level is going to help slightly, but not really that much. So let's see, we've got 5 points remaining. And these are currently all balanced. So I basically have to choose 5 of these to put 1 point into, but I can't put more than 1 into any of them because that would make it more unbalanced. So I'm going to choose my favourites. I'm going to go for 1 intelligence and luck. 1 for endurance, I think. Definitely not charisma. Probably not strength. Let's do perception and agility. There we go. Nice and balanced. Most of them on 6, a couple on 5. Let's proceed.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard score there, but after what you've been through, I'd say that's great news.
He's told me I'm very, very average. I say that about my face, but I think I do actually know someone who looks like that.
All right.
I think he might be a YouTuber.
I'm going to say a word.
All right, so let's remove these tag skills. So what can we see? Already we can see there's a small amount of imbalance because of our initial special. Barter, melee, and speech are the lowest. So those are the ones that I've got to tag. As per the rules, taking any others would make things more unbalanced, so those are the 3 I have to tag, no choice about it. So this is where we can choose our traits, and I think any trait that I were to choose would make me more unbalanced, not less, so I'm not going to take any of these. So here we are outside after having taken lots and lots of Doc Mitchell stuff. Let's talk strategy briefly. So I think in this it's going to be all about trying to get all of the skill books. So I'm never going to get past the first 6 levels worth of perks, something like that. And also a strategy that I often play in this game is trying to get things like speech and lockpick up to 80 so that I can use a skill magazine to boost them to 100 when I need to. I'm not going to be able to get them up to 80. There's no way. So all of the really high level checks for speech and lockpick and that sort of stuff, science, I'm never ever going to be able to pass them. So yeah, skill books, let's get that going. So firstly, there's one in one of the buildings over here. So let's go pick that up. Another thing I will also mention is this is my 4th Fallout New Vegas playthrough on this channel. Every time before I've gone for a different ending, which means that this time it's time for the Legion ending. So I'm not in the right place for the sneak skill book rather. It's this one up here. Also check the mailboxes because some of them have a magazine in them. So here we go. There's the sneak book. I'm hidden. No one saw it. And let's head on out. Now, if we just briefly check our skills, we can see that sneak is at 17. So that is one of our lowest scored skills. I could, if I wanted to, take that sneak magazine right now. That would be within the rules. However, I am planning on holding on to the skill books for a little while until I get the, I think it's the comprehension perk that means it will be worth 4 points instead of only 3. So I'm going to accumulate those for a little bit. Now, at this point, I could go into the saloon and start talking to Trudy. There's often an argument for doing that if you want to get weapons and things, but I've been given quite a lot of weapons as part of the DLC. So I might just bypass that because getting XP early on might not be the greatest idea. I don't know, I mean, in a sense, I want to avoid getting XP at all throughout the game, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to maintain that. But for now, let's head on over to Sloan, because there's a couple of skill books to pick up there. I want to kind of accumulate skill books so that at the point at which I do get the comprehension perk, I can take a huge batch. Now, running through here, you will run into some enemies, but I've got a mod. No, I don't want to rebuild my character. I've got a mod that allows me to sprint, so I think I can run away from any danger that might present itself on the way to Sloan. Instantly, there is a location around here called Abandoned Shack, and I don't think I've ever been there at all in this game. I don't think I've ever needed to. I'm just going to crouch, make sure I'm still hidden. Where is it? Is it maybe just over here? I don't think there's anything particularly good there. I'm just curious. Okay, there's enemies in that direction, so maybe not worth going there. I don't think there's anything particularly close here. Certainly there's enemies there. There's a little bit of fence. Oh, that's surrounding that. Yeah, I think the abandoned shack perhaps is this one over here. Let's go and check it out. Drop a quick save first. Ah, it's this thing here. So there's a little bit of ammo I can take, I suppose. A reloading bench. Some very scrap electronics. I might pick them up. They could be useful for repairing Eddie. Well, Lad's Life magazine. Yeah, why not? I think skill magazines are going to be quite useful in this playthrough. A 9 iron. I can use that to bludgeon anyone who might give me trouble. All right, let's head back out. Yangtze Memorial, I think, was just round to the left here. Yep. Gives me a little bit of XP. No enemies immediately within sight. So let's now make our way down this side. Yeah, if I hear the danger music, I should probably start moving a bit quicker. That's a rad scorpion. I am in danger, but I'm not hearing any danger music. Right, well, let's lead it over here to where there's some powder gangers. Actually, I think I've outdistanced it. Yeah, we're just down to caution. Very useful, that sprint mod. I think there might be perhaps a body or two on the road. Worth checking out in case of looting opportunities. Oh, a sign, Nevada 15. There's a powder ganger. They are currently neutral towards me. Need to be a little bit careful around them because sometimes they drop mines. Anyway, Sloan is just up here. It's a nice friendly place and there's a couple of skill books to grab and add to my collection. Alright, so Chomps Lewis will jump up and say some stuff to us. Nothing of particular interest. We'll just skip through it. Now, do we have enough medicine to fix Snuffle's leg? I think probably not. I don't think we have enough of anything to do anything, really. Your leg appears to be injured. Yeah, nah, goodbye. And likewise, I'm not going to be able to fix this generator here. Let's just go in here and do what we came for.
Man, I wish I'd stayed back in California.
So, we're currently hidden. Which means that if I can grab that book... that would be a good move, but I can't even see it at the moment. Oh, it's in there somewhere. There. I don't want to grab that. Okay, and then there's another one up here. Dean's Electronics. Okay, got that as well. Nice. Lovely. Okay, so I've now picked up those first 3 skill books. There is another one in the NCR Correctional Facility, but I don't think I'm able to get in there yet. So I think I might head to Primm now. I think there's a couple of coyotes or something in there. Yeah. We'll just move straight on by. This pack Brahmin does have a couple of things. Leaf blower. Doesn't sound useful. That one's a rotting Brahmin corpse. I think there is a human corpse or 2 here that might have some loot. Crimson Caravan Guard. And another one. I'll take the leather armour. And I might steal the Powder Ganger's outfit as well. This guy doesn't care. Let's pop the leather armour on. I think that's probably better than the Vault jumpsuit. In fact, the lightweight leather armour is better than any of them. Let's wear that. So yeah, I don't want to head down here to the Powder Ganger camps because I might get my ankles blown off by mines. Next stop here is this building, Gene's Skydiving. Let's just pop in there and see if there's any half decent loot. So there is a key and a star bottle cap. The key opens one of these lockers here. This one. Yeah, let's take all of that stuff. And take any ammo that we can see around the place as well. Right, I think that's this room all done. Now I am going to want to head up into the hills there towards Lone Wolf Radio because there's another skill book to pick up there. But choosing the approach is key. I think I'm going to have to fight some geckos. But I think I'll probably use the broad machete for this. I think I'll be able to do a decent amount of damage with that even though... And in fact, actually, if we look at my skills, I was forced to do melee weapons. So while melee is at 30, the broad machete is a sensible combat option. So that up there is Lone Wolf Radio. And I think I want to try and take as direct a route as possible so I don't have to fight more geckos than I need to. Hello, you. Three hits per. Got another one coming in. Dealt with him by running backwards. I'm in caution. There are more geckos around, but I'm not seeing them on the radar. I suppose my perception is quite low. That's not going to help. definitely a risk of getting swarmed by these little things. But I'll deal with that when it comes. My armour isn't awful. Hello, you two. Ooh, I suppose I should probably try and do some sneak attacking here. What's going to be good for that? Maybe the varmint rifle? Okay, let's switch back to the machete. That didn't work too well. Yeah, so strategy-wise, I'm never going to be particularly strong in terms of skills, etc. So I'm going to want to take advantage of the tools that I have available. I'm in danger. Someone's coming for me. Not seeing anyone. Yes, it's going to be all about getting the right equipment. That's how I'm going to survive here. I need to press my technological advantage, especially over geckos. Geckos don't have very good technology. It's known. Caution, danger. Here he is. Let's use some VATs. Still in danger. Not seeing any red marks on the compass, though. Let's continue heading up the hill towards Lone Wolf. I want to be cautious about how much I sprint because I don't want to use up all of my action points. All right, let's turn off that annoying radio. Is it this one? No, it's this one. There we go. Okay, so Wasteland Survival Guide just here. We'll also take the scrap electronics and the scrap metal that are around this place. Maybe a bit of beer. It's the sensor modules I really care about. That's why I come up here, partly for the Wasteland Survival Guide, and also because I want to pick up the sensor modules so that I will be able to awaken Eddie and add Eddie to my party. Again, as I say, in this run-through, it's going to be about using the advantages I do have, and one of those is going to be companions. So normally when I play this game, I set my charisma to be 1, which means that my companions are a lot weaker than they might otherwise be. Now, in this run-through, of course, I'm forced to play with a charisma of 5. Hello, you're running the other direction. Let's take advantage of that. Yeah, I'm being forced to play with a charisma of 5, which means that my companions are going to be a little stronger than they would usually be. And so I should take advantage of that. I should use my companions lots and lots. Okay, I'm going to run away from here because I don't know if there's geckos following me. Yeah, it looks like there are. Dropped caution though, okay. These two are a scripted encounter. I don't think this gecko actually attacks me. It's looking at me. Yeah, it attacks me. It attacks me all right. Give me your loot. And we're into caution. So I think we're clear to run up towards Primm. Hello. You're not normally here. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a prospector in that particular location. Curious. Okay, so let's come up here and be welcomed by the NCR.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going?
Doing their usual thing. Thank you for the warning. Don't need to hear your blurb. Heard it many times before. So, there are various ammo containers and such like around here, but they are owned by the NCR. So taking that stuff would be stealing. I don't really need it anyway. So let's just push on forwards. I'm not going to talk to Lieutenant Hayes. I'm just going to go over here and get into Primm proper. That was funny. Not intentional. Let's defuse these 3 mines. And then we'll move on forwards. So there are going to be a few convicts around the place. What are my options here? Well, firstly, I should probably heal up. So what have I got for that? Some crispy squirrel bits. Yeah, why not? The gecko meat, I should wait until I can cook that. I do have quite a few stim packs. Oh, sunset sarsaparilla. Yeah, it's going to be a sunset sarsaparilla sort of run. I can tell. So what I can do here is I can try and take on the convicts, or I can try and dart into the Mojave Express offices and add Eddie to my party first. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to sprint in. I'm going to start getting shot at, and I think they're probably going to follow me in here. Yep, okay. Can't focus on that while I'm in combat. Oh dear. Well, maybe They won't follow me through this door. Well, there we go, back to hidden. Okay, I am just going to activate this drop box. I should have activated the one that was in Goodsprings, really. But that's fine. Right, so we can now examine this. Try to fix it with repair, with parts. So I need 3 scrap metal, 2 sensor modules, and some scrap electronics. So let's have a little look at what we do have. So we've only got 1 scrap metal, but we do have the other thing. So I just need to pick up 2 of these scrap metals that are around this place. It is stealing, but it's worth it. So let's repair with parts. And now we've got an Eddie. Eddie will help us in fighting. This is going to be very useful. Oh, and the advanced sensors perk as well. Okay, so not going to steal anything else in here. Let's go out. Let's get the gun. And let's try and take on some of those convicts. You. 19% chance to hit. Okay, let's try and get some. There we go. He's dead from the Ed. And him as well. Nice. We'll take all of your stuff. We are over encumbered. I'm kind of wishing I hadn't taken everything. We can probably repair some stuff together. Let's repair 2 varmint rifles together. And let's repair 2 leather armors together. And there's another body over here. And again, we'll experiment with taking everything here and then again try to combine things so they take up a bit less space in the inventory. That'll do. Okay, so next stop, I'm going to go in here to the Bison Steve. I'm not going to fight all the way through and rescue Beagle, but I do want to get the skill book. Combat will start quite soon. I'm getting a lot of frame drops here. Why is that?
Damn.
Okay, seems to have recovered. Okay, these 2 are dead, but yeah, there's more coming round. One of the downsides of having a companion. Oh, back to hidden. Lovely. Oh no, Eddie's going in anyway. Nice one, Eddie. Right, can I get in here? That's hard. Thank you, Eddie. Kill cam. So that's easy, but I still can't quite get in there. So I'm not able to get through here. I think if I had a science magazine, maybe I could, but it's fine. There's nothing essential in there. Right, let's loot these chaps. I think my plan here is basically to take the stuff and then sell all the stuff. Let's just try and do a little bit of repairing just so we can keep on moving. This varmint rifle getting nearly usable. Let's put these 2 9mm pistols together. I will put some stuff on Eddie, actually. I'll give you various clothing items that I'm not planning on using. And I think we'll sell a bunch of stuff at the next opportunity. Okay, so in here is where I will find the skill book. It's a barter skill book, and I think it's around here. Yep, Tales of a Junkie Vendor. And let's also take any caps that we can. I think that is broadly everything we need in here. This is a hard locked safe, so there's no way we're getting in that. Okay, that is what I wanted to achieve in this episode. So I haven't pushed many quests forwards. That's intentional. I'm trying to avoid getting XP at this stage. But I have picked up a nice little collection of skill books. I've got a sneak one. I've got a repair one. I've got a barter one. I've got a survival one. I think that's everything. Is that right? I feel like I've missed one. Was there a duck and cover at Sloan that I forgot to pick up? Yeah, I only seem to have one from Sloan. I think we need to fast travel back over there to figure that out. I think I must have missed something and not noticed. Let's head back to Sloan. So I'm not seeing a book there. And I'm not seeing a book here. So I thought I had picked up the duck and cover. Maybe someone took it back. Maybe they noticed me.
Generator's still not working. Big surprise.
Can I try a pickpocket? So I'm slightly concerned that I may have actually lost a skill book and I don't know how to get it back. I'm going to need to review the footage to see what happened there. But yeah, I'm certainly seeing there is no skill book on this shelf, and that is where I think the duck and cover was.
I need the money.
He's not carrying it. Maybe one of the other people working here is carrying it. Maybe Snuffles has it. Let's try pickpocketing this fella. He's not got it. Mystery. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you'll tune in for the next episode where we will probably continue to go south and make our way around the usual route via Nipton, Novak, all of that towards New Vegas. See you next time. Bye-bye.